Hello. So I wanted to give you some April signs for the holidays, the different events that go on for April. And there was one that I told you back in March that I couldn't remember. Well, this is one of them. So it was April because like I had done Easter already. So anyway, so the first one we're going to do is April Fool's Day, and that was the one that I kept thinking, oh, I'm forgetting, because I had done Easter. Anyway, so April Fool's Day, you can spell April first if you want to, and then fool. You just knock out Fool's Day. You can say Fool's Day, especially if it's April the 1st, right? So you can say, oh, April Fools, right? That's what we say. Fools. I gotcha. Really, right? That's what that is. And the next one is Passover. Now, I've seen two signs for this, and I think that either one of them works, and it depends on where you live and what other deaf people are using. I wouldn't say, no, well, it should be this because of whatever. No, it's their language. You don't want people coming in and talking your native language or telling you how to speak your native language, right? So Passover is a Jewish holiday, and I've seen it done where the left hand does nothing or does exactly the same. In this sense, it's kind of like a rock in a sense, but it's not. I don't know if it's supposed to represent a rock or just does nothing. And then you have your K hand shape, which when you bend it at the wrist is now a P, and then you just go over it. See, it's going over. Passover. I've seen this in a large city where I lived, and also the next sign I'm going to show you, which is the sign for cracker. Passover. And they have unleavened bread, and so they eat the matzo crackers. I'm not sure. I don't want to mess up their holiday or anything Jewish. I'm not an expert on anything, but where I was living, there was a large population of Jewish people. And so you can either have Passover or Passover because of the unleavened bread, a cracker. And that's basically what you see now. Like if you go into the, I don't know if they call it ethnic or they call it something. There's a section in the grocery store where you can buy either like Jewish food or Indian food, Asian food, and then Mexican food. So it's in that section, and you'll see those crackers. So that's going to be Passover or Passover. And I don't know which one was made for what, and so I don't know which one that the Jewish people would prefer, but I've seen both. So, try it and find out which they prefer. The next one it's called Monday, Thursday. And that's Tuesday, Thursday. I do Thursday. Some people they'll try to do the TH, but I just do TH. So Tuesday and then Thursday is what I do. Some people try to do the Thursday this way. Either way is correct. So the Monday, M-U-N-D-Y, and that was the day that Christ had given and instituted, set up the sacrament. So that's what that is. That's Thursday. And then, of course, Good Friday. And I've seen everyone say Good Friday. I'm not sure if there's any other different ways to do that of Good Friday. And then Holy Saturday. Holy. This is clean, right? So anything that's going to be clean, you're going to do this way, like chastity, and then holy, and H, and then you go down to clean. H, clean, is holy. Easter Sunday, we already did that. So Easter, you can either do Easter. Now remember, this is the windows. I already said that last month. For the windows, like you're washing the windows, but it's like to represent the windows in a church, like the stained glass windows. So that's for Sunday. And then you could do Easter. You can do it with one hand or two hands, it doesn't matter. Some people will do like bunny Easter, or Easter they will do it that way. That is more of a secular, just like for Christmas. I prefer Christmas, and some people do this like Santa for Christmas. It's the same thought process. So whatever they do, that's what you do, because it's the deaf. It's their language, and it's what they're using. The whole point, remember, is to communicate with them. So not to show, oh, I know, or I know a different way, or a better way, or the right way. It's their language. You do it their way. Okay. Tax day. Nobody likes that day. So you can either spell it tax day or tax. This is to charge. Remember we did that? I did a whole video on charge, and this is to charge, but it also means to tax. It's your X hand shape, and this is like your nothing hand, and so it does this. It's to charge or to tax, or if you want to say, oh, tax day or income tax day is really kind of what it is. That's April 16th. And then Earth Day, believe was 2 days ago. So Earth Day, this is your rock or your planet, so to speak. We did Earth. Now remember, it's not world like we did the other day. This is Earth, and you go back and forth because it does move on its axis. So Earth Day, Earth Day. And administrative professionals day or administrative assistant. So administrative, this is kind of like a boss of any kind. You can do C for coach or chair, a D for dean. This is any type of, because of the ampulette that's on like uniforms, that's where the sign comes from. A captain, coach, a dean, your boss. That's what that represents. That's why it's boss. So the ambulance on a uniform. So administrative, and then I do assistant. So we have our open A hand shape, and then I'm right-handed, so my right hand's going to go down, and it's going to help. So you could help, support. See, support. So the right hand is going to do the work. So assistant is either an A hand shape to assist, support. So you see that I also do R for reinforce. I think I need to do a video on that one, on that particular word. But administrative assistant day. No day. Administrative assistant day. So that's for that one. And let me see if there's anything else. National Library Workers Day. So I don't know if we can put it all in there. Let's do it. So national is kind of like a backwards question mark. National Library. So you just go in a circle. Worker Day. So worker, employee, you could do it E, Workers Day. National Library Workers Day. That's a lot of signs, isn't it? They do a lot of work. World Autism Awareness Day. Now you could do World Autism. Remember, we do it from the head. It's like because they're within themselves, and some people don't even go there. That's what it's really meant to do, but that's a lot of movement. So some people will just do this for autism, but sometimes it's better to learn it the way the sign is really constructed, and that way when you do go, when you have your lax or your own accent, then it's not as lazy. You get lazier as you go along. So autism within yourself, autism awareness, to know. It actually goes up here. I wear glasses now, and so I usually go down here to my cheek because I'll hit my glasses. But sometimes I will make the effort to kind of go up over my glasses. And so, try to do that as much as possible just because it's correct. It's the way it should be. So let's do it's World Autism Awareness Day. Ooh, we did it right. Okay. National Pet Day. So we already know national, and then pet. Here's your animal, whatever that is, and you're petting it. So soft, petting it. Pet Day, Awareness Day. Arbor Day. Arbor Day. So that's really like Tree Day, right? And it kind of coincides with Earth Day. So Arbor, Tree Day. So I think those are the major days or holidays to celebrate, and it takes it through the whole month. I don't think there's anything other than that. Oh, here's a fun one. International is my last one. So if we're going to, because this is world, W for world, sees the planet going around the sun, right? So world. International does the same thing. So international dance. We have our V hand shape, and it goes down to dance on the floor. Dance day. So that's a fun day too. So go out there and dance away. And I will see you later. Bye.